Okay, today we're going to be making some equivalent fractions. We're going to use the number line, an area model, and we're also going to do that numerically. And we'll actually be making some strips that we can use to help us with that. So the first thing we're going to do is look at how to fold a paper strip. So if I were to take this, I can fold it in half into two equal parts. Okay? So if I want to know how much I have here, each one of these is 1/2. So I can write that on here. Then I can use use my fraction strip to draw a number line. So I can trace on here and draw a line where this is, draw a line where this is, draw a line where this is. So over here I have 0/2, then I have 1/2, and then I have 2/2. And there's my number line that I just created using my fraction strip. Now I can use that to make equivalent fractions. So I can draw a picture of this. Instead of having my little strip, I can use a square. So I'm going to draw a picture of my 1/2. So there's 1/2. If I want to figure out what it's equal to, I'm going to draw 1/2 again. And this time, I'll multiply it by 2, which means I'm going to cut it in half. So now I have 2 parts shaded, and I have 4 parts in the whole. So I can see that 1/2 is also equal to 2/4. And if I look at this, top and bottom are times 2, so that gives me 2/4. I can take it again, and I can find another equivalent fraction. So last time I divided it into 2 parts. This time let's divide it into 3 parts. So here I had 1/2, and then I multiplied top and bottom by 3, and I ended up with 1, 2, 3 that are shaded, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts total. And I could keep going to find equivalent fractions. So let's say this time I want to take my 1/2 and I want to multiply top and bottom by 4. So I would split this into 4 equal parts. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 that are shaded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 parts total. So now I can see that 1/2 is equal to 2/4. It's equal to 3/6, and it's also equal to 4/8. We're going to look at some more problems that look like that. Okay. So now let's look at the idea of finding fractions that are equivalent to 1/3. I'm going to draw a picture of the fraction strip. You'll use this piece of paper to do this. So I would fold it into thirds, and each piece would be 1/3. Now I can use that to draw a number line. And I have 0/3 here, and then I have 1/3, and then I have 2/3, and then over here I have 3/3. And I want to find fractions that are equivalent to 1/3. So I'm going to draw my box. There's my 1/3. So if I want to take my 1/3, I can cut it in half now. So I have 1/3. Whoops. I should have drawn a line here. Whoop. So here I have 2 that are colored, and then I have 6 parts total. So that makes that 2, 6. I can also look for another one that would be equivalent. So there's my 1/3. This time I'll cut it into thirds. So I can see that 3/9 is also equivalent to 1/3. Let's look at some on the homework. Okay, this one is number 2. They want us to use the paper strip to show fourths. So I want to take my paper strip and I'm going to very carefully divide this into fourths, or 4 equal pieces, just by folding it. So when I open it up and draw the lines on it, and I have 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, and 1/4. So if I draw the number line, right here I can mark 0/4, and at the end I know I have 4/4. If I get to the end, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Right here is 1/4. Then I have 1, 2/4, 1, 2, 3/4. So there's my number line: 0/4, 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and 4/4. And if I want to find some equivalent, let's see, the directions say show the change in units. Okay, so they want us to show equivalent fractions. So here they want us to show equivalent fractions for 1/4. Oh, I don't think I drew that picture correctly. Okay, let me get some white out. So the reason I'm switching it is you want to be able to draw the lines horizontally when you go to find an equivalent fraction. So all of my lines need to be vertical to start off with. So I got to get rid of this horizontal line if my whiteout will work. Sorry about that. And it's not working. We'll pretend it's not there. So there's my fourths, and I would shade 1 in. There's 1/4. If I want to find some that are equivalent, I have 1/4, and here I can cut it in half. So 1/4, top and bottom, times 2 is going to give me 1, 2 that are shaded, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total. And again, we'll do our 1/4. And this time, I'll multiply top and bottom by 3. So I'm going to split it into 3 parts, and that'll give me 3 that are shaded and 12 that make up a whole. So here I have, I need to have 1/4 again, and I'll multiply top and bottom by 4. So I have 4 that are shaded, and I have 16 units that make up a whole. So I can see that 1/4 is equal to 2/8 and equal to 3/12 and equal to 4/16.